Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the next game of the day. This is going to be free KSpot versus Inverse Esports. We're going to be hopping right into this because this is going to be pre-recorded. So I believe you'll be able to flash the bans on screen in a moment, or at least I believe you can do that during a replay, Wiz, so we can actually talk about what button is that? Is that B?
It is
Yep.
indeed
Oh, it's
B.
empty.
Yeah.
It's B, but it's empty for me. Okay.
Well, no.
Well-
Play it. Do it again.
B. There we go!
Yeah.
So yes, the bans were Neil M opted. Why is it still that for me? So no, free
Where?
KSpot opted to get rid of the Zeus, the Freya, and the Janus, while the enemy team, who is, as long as I change properly, Spectator UI, it was.
Yeah.
Hang on, am I having?
No, we were very quickly into this, so I didn't get time to actually set up. It is free KSpot on the left-hand side of your screen. So Copebby playing Khumbakarna, ElBrochacho playing Xing, FullPEnetration playing Hu Mindy Rocks 420 playing Kukulkan, and Chaac playing. Well, Chaac being played in the solo by Motion, and I'm now going to move everything around while I have the time.
Yay! Thank you for covering me so I can look at that. So, yes, we do see that Inverse Esports opted to get rid of the Hell, the Thanatos, and the Owelish. The Owelish was third ban, by the looks of it. I believe that's the ordering, so, yeah,
I
third
want to say it
bans.
was.
Yeah, I've sometimes seen it where the middle ban is the third ban, but we'll just assume for the sake of simplicity that the Owelish was third ban. Looking at what the Inverse Esports have, they have the Batz, they have the Xbalanque, and they have the... Well, they actually went with Geb, who could have worked with a Wheelish, but I imagine that, was out of the question. Having two people with leaps that could potentially be dragged down isn't the best thing to have.
I think the main reason
Wheelish.
that they banned out the Wheelish is because Batz has a really poor counteraction to it. He is very he has a very painful matchup against her, so it's a good idea to ban her out. Especially as ElBrochacho also has that knockup, as well as Motion. Also,
Hang on.
Yeah?
Jungle Kumba.
Yes, I was about to say, but wait a second. I'm seeing Xing in the support role. Where the hell is the Kumba? Oh, he's sitting over here in the jungle, so he's looking for sort of lots of damage and trying to set up with this Kukulkan a lot of the time. He's going to be sitting around there and guaranteed going against him, just because, of course, you have the Khumbakarna ultimate into the Kukulkan. You're going to get hurt, and you're probably going to die from that. I think that's the entire thing Free KSpot wants to try and do around this, so we'll have to see if this works. Keep in mind, these are only best of ones, so they've got to win against Inverse Esports, and if they get that win, that will be one win on their side, and they will be getting closer towards these top 4.
Yeah, both teams are getting very aggressive in the duo and the solo, but Motion is doing a lot of damage to Marauder. Even though both of them have the same build, they have the blue stone boot pot setup, Motion is hitting the axe more often into the torrent, which is giving him protections as well. And that is enough to where it's a big enough difference because he hits all the way. But on the left side as well, FullPEnetration and ElBrochacho are doing good damage, although Glavius is hovering around with the Batz. He's not playing Thor anymore, like the last time we saw him today. So he's not going to be able to gank from Gold Fury, but he's going to have more control with the Batz.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have a lot more control, especially with that Fear No Evil, which is a giant AoE Fear, which does so much damage as well, and more importantly, it allows a lot of setup for the team to be able to do so much stuff in there, especially with someone like a Xbalanque just giving him free targets to hit late game is not something you really want to be having. You need to bees the Fear No Evil almost immediately to be able to not get hit by that. However, on the side of free KSpot, as we talked about, we had the Kukulkan Khumbakarna combo in the middle, so the 4K combo in the middle, otherwise known as a very good monitor.
Yeah, lol. So, the Copebby tried to set up the Kukulkan. So many hard K sounds today. Ugh, fun challenge. Yeah. But yeah, he had the magical pot on him, so he's got the extra damage off the ultimate, but he wasn't able to hit it. If he did hit it, he may have actually just outright killed Glavius with the knockup, let alone Mindy Rocks is gonna go in with the Serpent of the Nine Winds, like, charge straight through, and it's guaranteed. as long as they time it correctly. Of course, there's a delay of casting, and then the actual serpent has to do its thing across the map. But
I'm just now measuring
it's pretty much guaranteed.
I just want a skin now for Kukulkan where the noise of that ultimate is just as it goes through. Anyway, we do see on the right hand side, Marauder was actually forced to use his ultimate as Motion was doing so much damage to him. More importantly, Motion hasn't even used his own ultimate yet, meaning that Marauder just has to recall here.
Yeah, that Motion is doing extremely well in the poke game. Purely because of the matchup. Chaac has the heal that's not an ultimate, and it also contains the slow. It's... Oh, you're only going to really want to pop the transformation, the 72 I was trying to remember the number. The 72 transformations for...
Oh, actually, sorry, on the Joe lane, we're going to see Sheyka
hello.
taking a lot of damage. Really nice Stone Shield, though. Going to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but not enough as FullPEnetration used the dive bomb in to finish him off. And now MAngodabae rotated over. FullPEnetration getting slowed by the card is going to be finished off by Mango. Nice knockup, though, from Copebby, followed by the ultimate, and that's a dead Mango as he's now stuck in the fountain. Ohmayne is taking a lot of damage as well from this combo. Copebby trying to finish him off, not going to be able to find it though. And now there's going to be a Batz in the background trying to look for the rest of the damage onto ElBrochacho, not going to be doing it. And then he just teleports into the minions. Does not want to fight into a full health Kukulkan, not the Khumbakarna, even though they are both on the same team. This is going to get really annoying later on.
Yeah, the fact that they were also able to take out Mango on the rotation, that's got to taste really sweet, considering that not only did they have the wards to see him, not only did they have the wards to actually see the rotation, but then they had Mindy Rocks to rotate over just as quickly, if not quicker because of Slipstream, to supply the ultimate. Now, one thing I saw in terms of positioning in that fight, ElBrochacho actually went back in to the Recall Demon's area of effect during the fight when he was very low health, and somehow managed to survive. I imagine that was more to do with his HP 5 because of his passive more than anything, but still, props to him for going in and managing to not die.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do have some very big struggles with this Xing in the support role because he is such a damaging character. He does lose a lot of his sort of... he has a lot less CC. He's very similar to an Ares. Although he has a lot more CC, a lot more hard CC, because he doesn't have that cripple, but he does have a huge root on his 2, and then both of them have these enormous AoE ultimates which do so much work in the middle of a team fight, if you can actually get them. But over on the left-hand side, we're going to see Sheyka forced to use the dash again. Ohmayne going to get knocked up outside of that. Meanwhile, Motion finish off Marauder alone on the... In fact, it was 1v2 on the backside. Now Glavius trying to finish off Motion himself, but the heal is too much for Glavius. Glavius is actually going to fall down again! That's a 1v2!
Motion was able to heal up in time, and I believe, if I saw the way Glavius was using the abilities correctly, he wanted to teleport to him and get the possible crit off the passive, but unfortunately, the monkey jumped from Motion onto the minions. He teleported to the minions, took extra poke, and then the torrent took him out. That is just a combination of sucky circumstances of the monkey deciding to not play for the team, combining with the fact that a little bit of bad positioning in the minions, and then great play by Motion. There's fighting all over the place, as now there's even more at the Gold Fury, which KSpot will take.
Yep, and that was effectively a free Gold Fury to them. See me as Inbless had absolutely no vision on it, and I don't think they even realized it was happening, or if they did, they had said we do not want to go for this whatsoever, otherwise we will have a lot of problems. Even though Copebby and Mindy Rocks didn't have their ultimates, they were still going to have some very painful damage coming out with FullPEnetration's ultimate. ElBrochacho also still had his Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, is that what it's called? It's a very weird name.
Whirlwind of Rage and Steel.
Okay,
I believe it's actually named after one of his poems, because Zhong is actually a warrior poet. But speaking of poems, we're seeing a little bit of poetry in motion here over... Actually, no, I thought that was about to be a fight, but no, never mind. That joke goes out the window. But
quite obviously, the motion is stopping for you.
Touché. This is only going to get worse, by the way, viewers.
Oh, yes.
I want to mention the builds for a second. So we're seeing a little bit of a stark difference. No, never mind. We'll talk about that after the fighting stops. We're seeing over in the mid, initiation onto MAngodabae after the initiation onto Glavius happened for ElBrochacho. ElBrochacho tries to use the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, but doesn't find it. That's going to force FullPEnetration to retreat. Over at the solo lane, Motion and Marauder are still slugging it out, doing the duo lane thing. They're just going to part ways. Both of these teams are being, well, actually not both of them, Inverse is being a lot more cautious, or at least trying to be, but KSpot is taking a lot of these opportunities, maybe even making some that are a little bit more dangerous.
Back over on the solo lane though, we're going to see Ohmayne coming over, and he's actually going to get a very nice Cataclysm. Motion is on very low health, Marauder's on even lower though, the Geb Shield keeping him alive a little bit longer. Motion is still alive though, even though the Jingle went through, he's not going to fall from it. And I think actually he can even still be around here. Copebby is coming over here. Ohmayne's going to try and look to dive the tower. Isn't going to be able to find it though. Actually, the knockup as well is going to happen. He is down. Copebby going to get that kill.
I believe a little bit of red mist might have been in Ohmayne's eyes there. There was little chance he was going to be able to get that kill, considering Motion was under tower, had heals, and also had Copebby nearby. He knew that those two were around. I'm very surprised he went in. He just cost his team positioning on this duo lane, which they're going to want now because they just went in. Inverse really could have used the Geb there, but unfortunately nothing's going to come of it because of that.
Can I just say, very well done to FullPEnetration. He knew exactly what was happening there, so he immediately dive bombed just before Glavius' Fear No Evil came out. So he got away. Otherwise, he would have been dead. He didn't have any way of getting out of that. So, really well done to him. That was really nice to watch. Anyway, we're going to see KSpot currently 10 minutes in, 4 kills up, and somewhere along the lines of 1.8k gold in the lead, with only about a 2,000 gold lead, depending on minions and how they've been farming. So, sort of, they are definitely ahead, but it's not by much at this stage in the game. They could still be ahead but further, but that gold jury to start off with did really help them.
I like the fact that they managed to get the gold jury, they go and do something. We're seeing this a couple times today, really good examples of capitalizing on small opportunities. Like we saw the gang attempt on the right that failed, and Ohmayne got picked up, they immediately went
on the left though, we're actually going to see Sheyka getting completely destroyed in health, very low, Copebby going to finish him off. That was a really nice gank potential, only one ultimate used as well, and more importantly, MAngodabae actually rotated over and wasn't going to find anything for him.
Yeah, I want to see how they react now, because Inverse just lost Sheyka again. Sheyka is under-leveled massively versus his opponent, level 9 versus level 11. And on Xbalanque, that's the last thing you want to have happen. Over at the solo side, though, Marauder and Motion just slapping each other with dead fish, basically, because that's how solo works at later levels. It's just kind of whack, 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 whack. And you only really get a big kill if someone makes a mistake. But that isn't going to happen, hopefully, at least on their part.
Well, I mean, both of them are building into the Mystical Mail right now, so which is probably the strongest item for warriors in this game currently. So they're both going to be equal, sort of not hitting anyone even more than normal. At that point, we do see in the mid lane, though, KSpot taking out this left side mid camp. MAngodabae did try and seal it, but he tried too early with the damage over time effect, so didn't quite hit. They did put a ward in mid lane, though, for the side of KSpot. You can see it on your screen just to the left of them now. They do know it's there, so Inverse do have to be careful about staying in the mid lane, because if they, as long as they remember that that ward's there, they know that KSpot will know where they are. If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. But yes.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, KSpot, they're grouping up to at least bait an attempt. They must know that it's going to be at least warded. There isn't wards, but they don't know that yet. Actually, there is a ward watching them right now. They maybe know about it and are just baiting, or they just stood on it and didn't know. Either way, they could have maybe baited something, but they're going to play it safe and just pick up more farm. And that's ideally what they want to do, because they have the lead. Why not enhance it? They're going to be able to at least try to keep that. Oh, hang on, no, it looks like they're going to be going for maybe the bait here. We see on the right side a little bit of blue buff action, but I doubt any kill's going to come of that. Flipping back to what's happening here at the Gold Fury, Free KSpot are just kind of standing around. But looks like they may go for it.
Yeah, they were standing around, but not for much longer. MAngodabae and Ohmayne are around. They want to try and fight this. They're actually going to go off of the Gold Fury and look for the fight. I think ElBrochacho are going to go into the backline. Not going to find the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, but is going to find the knock-up onto Ohmayne. He's going to get a very nice Cataclysm, however. A lot of damage with the Sunbreaker and the Fear No Evil coming out as well. Everyone split off. Ohmayne is just alive. MAngodabae finding ElBrochacho, though. And now Marauder's in the backline. He doesn't have his ultimate, especially when he is being silenced, and now MAngodabae is going to be finished off by motion as well. Good rotation from him, and that's going to be the Gold Fury most likely, as everyone on the side of Inverse Esports now has to recall.
Yeah, they have no choice in that. Inverse really can't afford to try and go for that with half-health people. Free KSpot are going to be able to get this basically for free, and with that, Free KSpot are now, if we have a gander at the graphs, 3k XP, 3k gold in their favour. What could they do here? Let's have a look at their options. Well, first thing, they could try and push. No structures have fallen yet in this game. None. No plan.
Yeah.
Zero. So, the Gold Fury is down. That's the big objective right now. No one's going to be going for the Fire Giant at this point. People are just way too underleveled.
Yeah.
And what's the only thing left? Going for team fights, which just kind of stales the match, or Free KSpot in an ideal world, and hopefully they can make this game the ideal world, is to try and step their foot on the gas pedal and push down some towers. Now, that's going to be hard to do with all of Inverse up, but they have the team compass to where they can get individual picks really easily.
Yeah, they have some very good individual pick contention, but more importantly, they have some pretty good team fight as well. As you can see here, with a very nice Kukulkan ultimate, Glavius is going to be on half health already. Mindy Rocks is going to be the first casualty, though. ElBrochacho is going to find the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, but the Stone Shield takes Glavius out of it. Now, Ohmayne is going to get knocked up and slowed down. He's on no health at all, but it's enough to keep him alive. For now, is Copebby going to find it? He's looking for enough. He doesn't have his ultimate. Gift Shield, no, not going to be there in time. FullPEnetration, as I show you a boat, apparently. FullPEnetration, not going to be boxing out Sheyka. Sheyka not going to get hit by the ricochet. Forced to use the dash at least away, so that is a bit of a benefit for Free KSpot, but not enough. And now Glavius in the backline again. He doesn't have his ultimate. But MAngodabae's here, who also doesn't have his ultimate as well. There should just be some free sort of attacks
kills,
if they want to. Don't think kills quite going to happen, but MAngodabae is sitting around here. He's pretty tanky right now if he wants to go in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a couple of people in Free KSpot were half health. If Glavius wanted to get greedy, he could have. It would have gone badly, but the option was there.
Yeah.
Now, there's something I wanted to discuss, but we couldn't because of all the fighting. Let's have a look at the Hunter's builds. So, we are seeing we see the differences over the last two games. One Hunter's opted to go for the boots after Devil Gloves. The other Hunter's gone for Warrior Tabby over the Soul Eater. And for those people, I imagine most people watching the stream know why they do that, but just for people that don't know, why do one start over the other in this case? What's the advantage of going, say, Soul Eater? Again,
both of these two wanted to go, started off with the Death Toll because they wanted to go and they wanted to use more basic attacks in the wave clearing, because obviously they are both basic attack style gods. However, Hu Yi scales a lot better off of the sort of early game power, which is why he was able to get that kill early on. You can see sitting on here, while Xbalanque doesn't have one yet. So he went into the Warrior Tabby to try and make sure that he had that power and the ability to get the kills. Meanwhile, Xbalanque wanted to try and get that lifesteal to make sure that he was saving himself off of the wave, so that he could tank the wave but also heal up while doing it. Then, obviously, he needs to get the boots to try and keep himself away in the right position against the Hu Yi. Meanwhile, Hu Yi needs to get needs to get something. He could have gone to Stats, he could have gone to Devourer's Gauntlets and gone pretty much the same item, but he wants the Soul Eater because he's going to be the better boxer than Xbalanque, as Soul Eater gives physical protections and the lifesteal and the attack speed, whereas Devourer's Gauntlets is only physical power and lifesteal. So trying to go into these physical protections will very much help him out trying to fight, as well as the fact he's also got his passive, which blocks crits. So basically, he's trying to go into this build, which should, in theory, be better to him. We do see actually the blink coming in into the middle, and that's a really dead Glavius, but he just dodged the Kukulkan ultimate, and now Ohmayne's coming into the backline. He does have his ultimate if he wants to, but he's only going to be able to hit ElBrochacho, so he doesn't want to use it just yet. Mindy Rocks and Copebby's ultimate is down, but the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel is up if he wants to use it. I'm using that way too much now.
It's such a good name, the Whirlwind of Rage. It's actually a half-decent poem, someone told me. But, either way, one thing that I want to bring up is Motion, the solo lane. Motion hasn't been able to move out of the lane to go help in all these fights free KSpot are wanting to take. You can see, like, right now, they are raring. They want something. They need a foothold in which to push off into the
back
ground.
over in the mid lane, though, we're going to see MAngodabae channeling his ultimate. The Whirlwind comes out. It does channel it, move him around a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to really do anything, seeing as he was in his ultimate, but now he doesn't have any of those protections. Motion's going to try and do what he can in the backline. Do it in slowing down Ohmayne, actually forcing him to use the Stone Shield, and then the silence is going to come out from him. But free KSpot can't really capitalize on it. You see the Mesmerize coming out from Copebby, but the Kukulkan ultimate is not going to hit anyone.
Fear No Evil is going to be deployed to split up KSpot. Cobbleby's going to get isolated down the side. He's going to put to sleep a couple auto attacks. He's going to be dead guaranteed. There's no way he's getting up from that, even with the ability to yawn while under. And that is going to be a 2-for-0 trade in favor of Inverse Esports. And now the counter push is on. They are going full steam ahead. Push KSpot back. Look for the tower. The first tower of the game, even. Yes, it will. Beautiful, well, potential comeback here. They haven't quite gotten back. I'd say if they can pick up this Go Fury, they've officially entered comeback territory. Because right now, for most of the game, it's mostly been KSpot with its proverbial hands around the throat of Inverse, but they've been delayed so long, they haven't been able to take advantage.
Yep, they are in the potential comeback territory, but free KSpot does have the comeback territory as he has just respawned. Motion is here as well. They're trying to keep the Gold Fury split up. Still there. Free KSpot actually steal the Gold Fury with the twirl around of the shock, but ElBrochacho does fall down for it. And looks like Motion's going to be able to get out safely, as well as the Hui Suns are going to zone out the rest of Inverse Esports. And now suddenly this looks bad for them. They want to try and go in. FullPEnetration did just miss the ricochet. Glavius is going to get hit a little bit by the shot.
Oh.
Ow! I didn't get that on camera, unfortunately.
That sucks. But for those of you that didn't see, Glavius, he heard the Serpent of the Nine Winds proc. He heard the, build up, and he kept going left, right, left, right, left, right. And
Copebby actually going to get the knock-up as well. Marauder on very low. The shock silence as well. He's dead.
Oh, that sucks.
That was just after using the TP's tower as well.
That isn't fun. I understand why he did it. Could he have made a difference if his team was just a smidge quick? Well, if they had a little bit more movement speed even, maybe, because they all had to go back to base. They couldn't have been that much quicker. But even then, teleporting into the tower with that much warning against this team that has that much AoE and FullPEnetration can line up a ricochet, because you'll know where they're going to spawn, because I believe the teleport has a predicted spawn, but it looks like they want to go back in here. Probably going to look for the uppercut. That's another knock-up he's missed. That's like 4 now, I want to say. 3. He's missed quite a few of those this game.
Yeah, he's missed quite a few, but luckily he has full cooldown, so it doesn't matter too much. He can use it at the start of a fight, and then it will be back up to the end of it. So it's not too big of a deal if he does miss it to start off with, although Glavius is going to be getting the Fear No Evil, and now forcing FullPEnetration to use the dive bomb away. Nice Mesmerize from Copebby, though, followed by a great, I'm really not getting my words right today.
Looks like we're going to see the Kukulkan ultimate is going to get deployed. Oh, never mind. The Zhong was happening, but nice neutralization by knocking him into the air. The Ghost don't proc while he's up in the sky. Motion now in the middle of Inverse Esports gets the extra protections from using the Torrent. Copebby is the target of Marauder. Is he going to get killed, though? Nice mez. A lot of KSpot is just low enough to where they really can't re-engage and help Motion. Now, Motion in the backline is going to pick up MAngodabae. Marauder is going to pick up ElBrochacho in response to this. Fight's happening on 2 parts of the map. Sheyka, Glavius forced to retreat. That is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. And with that, Inverse Esports are now going to start harvesting some of Free KSpot's jungle.
I mean, it's a very good idea. While they're there, may as well do it. Marauder is still on a decent amount of health, even though he is a little bit low. He'll probably just clear the way after this and then back away. Don't really need to do too much else, as Gold Fury is down for another 2 minutes. And Fire Giant, although you can fight it, you've got to have your entire team there, and you've got to be completely safe in the knowledge that no one's going to come after you. Because if you do, you are going to get hurt pretty badly. If suddenly get a Cataclysm and just walk through you while you're on about 20% health already.
Yeah, that kind of quote-unquote dodgy Fire Giant fights that can happen is what makes you lose games. It's what makes games turn around. You need to be sure. Oh, hello. Looks like we're going to be seeing some argy-bargy over in the solo. Marauder, once again, finding himself outnumbered in a fight. And he's may be able to get away here, because Inverse is rotating around to help him, but it may not be in time. Mindy Rocks plops the tornado down, and he's going to be sent back up to the clouds to go think on his positioning, maybe.
Well, I mean, he would have been sent up to go in the clouds, but it's only just come back up for his ultimate. FullPEnetration actually taking down the Xbalanque on the other side, and now Motion's in the middle of the tower looking for the silence. He's going to be able to find it on Ohmayne, the only person he can, though. Ohmayne does have his ultimate if he wants to use it. Copy going to knock him up, though. He is pretty much dead. Cog not going to quite find the combo just yet, though. Mini-Rocks on about half health, actually. Got to be very careful. Glavius is taking a lot of damage in the middle of the tower, though. The tower does finally go down. Mini-Rocks is on very little health as Glavius is being chased down by Motion.
Ohmayne is very low. I imagine, is getting taken out. Yes, single auto attack will do it. Meanwhile, over the other side of the map, we saw FullPEnetration and MAngodabae squaring off. FullPen wasn't able to find the kill, but he was able to push up significantly in the lane. And on the right side, we see the rest of KSpot, or what's left currently in this fight, doing just that. Glavius is going to be forced to jump out. ElBrochacho tries to go after him, realizes he could do it easily, decides to go back, help out Motion. But Motion is taking a good chunk of damage here from the...
Copebby actually going to use his ultimate onto MAngodabae. MAngodabae taking a lot of damage himself, but he's very tanky because he's got a lot of his passive set up. Now Marauder is looking for Copebby, who is on no health at all, but he is still going to get out because Marauder is being CC'd to death nearly. There we go, Motion finishing him off with the Bluestone tick, I believe.
Yep, I believe that was that, yeah. So that is going to go the way of Free KSpot, and they're going to be able to take this advantage, and, well, let's have a look at what they can do right now, after that good fight. They have two towers on two sides of the map, thanks to FullPEnetration doing damage to the left-hand side before being forced to retreat by Sheyka. Low health. So they're going to be able to at least target those. Gold Fury is most likely going to be taken here. By Inverse, I doubt that Copebby will be able to actually grab this in time. Although he has potential, the rest of Free KSpot...
The Gold Fury is too tanky. The Gold Fury is way too tanky. They can't actually fight it.
Yeah, Inverse wasn't able to attack it as a one unit. I assumed they were just going to go all in, but they had to spread out a little bit because Free KSpot, they could see him on the wards, so they decided to back off and regroup. But now Free KSpot are going to be able to go all in on it and try and go, but no, they'll bait the fight instead. Up goes the Geb. There's the Kukulkan setup we were talking about earlier on today. And Ohmayne is going to go down, even with a shield trying to help him. The Recall Demons is deployed. In comes the Rockets. But ElBrochacho, Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, throws him back off of his team. Nice ricochet. FullPEnetration doing 2 hits. Mini-Rocks picks up the kill. Glavius, meanwhile, in the top side of your screen, picks up Motion, raining on Chaac's Parade. Mini-Rock 420 picks up MAngodabae. That's a 3-for-1 trade. They see if they can make it 4. The Mez is going to get beaten away by Glavius. Glavius uses the teleport, but lands inside the Whirlwind. Mini-Rocks is very low. Got to be careful. Sheyka's around the outside. Let's see if he can do anything to assist. The rebound isn't going to hit. He was trying to go around the corner. FullPEnetration needs to be a little wary. He doesn't get hit by Sheyka, but of course, Ho-Yi being the best dueling carry in the game because of his pro. There's the damage. Help from ElBrochacho. That's going to be clean up. 4-for-1 trade from Free KSpot. They've turned into a demolition crew because they're going to be looking for at least some structures or... Gold Fury, that works too. Okay, prove me wrong, make me feel bad, fine.
It's much better to go for the hunting rather than demolition. It's a very niche role, I will admit, but Gold Fury is a lot better in this case because, more importantly, they would probably die if they went for the towers. And Glavius is also taking a huge amount of damage. FullPEnetration actually going to finish him off. Now Motion also TP'd into the ward right next to them to make sure that the rest of Inverse Esports isn't actually going to get into that jungle, so they couldn't do anything and free KSpot to the Gold Fury.
Yeah, unfortunately they weren't able to pick up anything else than that because Inverse did come back in. And now let's take a second, now that all the fighting is done, thank God, let's have a look at some of the builds and how the match has been progressing in terms of the numbers. So, Golden XP as it currently stands, 11.3k XP, 9.9k, almost 10k gold in favour of KSpot. They've been doing very well towards around the 20-minute mark. That's where it was evenish, but then as soon as it got past that, boom, someone stuck a rocket to their line, and it just went off into the air. They had several really good fights, and they might get another one here if Ohmayne's not careful.
Ooh. Ohmayne actually just stood there for a little bit, didn't realise that it wasn't going to be good. Copebby going to go into the ultimate. That's 3 ultimates to use, but Ohmayne is going to go down. Now FullPEnetration also fighting MAngodabae in the middle. Actually going to use the Suns, which force beads coming out from Mango. That's quite nice.
That's huge.
And I think this could be a Fire Giant if they really wanted to go for it, but they're checking because they want to be doubly safe. They have a lot of ultimates still on the side of Inverse. They're going to look for Marauder. Very nice Mez, actually. And I think Marauder going to be forced to use the ultimate could actually fall down still if he went in. Probably best just to heal up and then look for the rest while the Fire Giants actually start to backside.
Yeah, getting rid of that Geb was huge, and getting rid of the beads off of the Zhong as well is really nice. That's going to allow them to attempt this Fire Giant with a lot more safety. Motion is currently playing Team Distraction Force. MAngodabae is going around to try and do something, but unfortunately wasn't able to do anything. KSpot will get the Fire Giant. There's the combo again, but the Aegis is out of it. Nice play. Sheyka will pick up Motion. Motion was a little too far away from his team for a little too long. Unfortunately, MAngodabae wasn't able to make anything off of the ultimate. Ricochet attempt by FullPEnetration almost hits Glavius on the 3rd shot. That would have been highlight reel material, but unfortunately it's not to be. And with that, Inverse Esports now can feel the garrote tightening around their neck, but looks like they want to break out of it with a re-engagement here.
Yep, they're looking for the re-engagement indeed because they just took out the solo to one tower. Ohmayne actually using the blink. Cataclysm not going to be able to find too much though. Copebby using the ultimate. Going to knock Sheyka back. Actually doing a lot more damage to Sheyka than he did to Marauder. And now Sheyka's got caught out. He needs to get the dash away, but it's not going to be in time. We do see Glavius using the jump out. MAngodabae sitting in the middle of 3 of them. He's just trying to dodge around the Kukulkan tornado, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get a nice stun, but it is the death of him. And now Copebby's chasing up the rest of the team. Going to get a nice route onto, I believe it was Marauder and Glavius there. And now ElBrochacho going to try and follow up. Motion going to TP into this fight. Get the silence out onto Glavius. Glavius forced to use the beads, followed by the jump to try and disengage from this. Marauder as well also wanting to disengage. Probably about to use the bird. Is going to get knocked up though. Forced to use the ultimate actually here. That's even bigger. Do see the Humbat's Fear No Evil come out. He actually tries to dive onto Mindy Rock. Isn't going to get stunned out, luckily. He is going to live, but the tier 2 tower is not.
And with that, KSpot have the full momentum to go for this Phoenix. Only Ohmayne is there to defend. He's going to get shoved into the air. FullPEnetration can do his full concentration on full destruction of the Phoenix. Motion will pick up the kill there onto Ohmayne. Phoenix will go down, and now free KSpot are going to opt to split up into 2 teams to go take out each of these tier 2 towers, which are pretty much on life support, and are now going to have the proverbial plug pulled from them. Inverse Esports, all they can do is just sit and watch right now.
I guess free KSpot really suck it to them.
You are going nowhere.
And now all the viewers are going to leave, because that was a really bad pun. But free KSpot has taken out all of the towers now. The only thing left is the left and right side Phoenixes. Is that middle one has now been taken, and that's going to make it a lot more difficult for Inverse Esports to come back. They're actually, you can see the pings on the map right now. They're saying we need wards. We need to make sure that they don't try and come around the backside, because they are going to destroy one of us. And then the one of us will lead into all of us, as it has been happening in all of these fights so far.
Yeah, you want to be very wary at this point. We are seeing Free KSpot get that momentum going. They've had the momentum going for a while. Inverse don't want to essentially go on tilt and get caught out like Sheyka potentially is. He goes a little bit too far up without ward presence and is going to get caught out for it, potentially with his life if probably has his way. Let's see, he'll slam down the mace. FullPEnetration picks up MAngodabae, and now that's going to be a 2 for 0. Motion's going to pop the 3000 elixir of power, and they're going to be able to get at least a second Phoenix unless Glavius pops the Fear No Evil. The whirlwind of Rage and Steel is going to throw Marauder away. FullPEnetration is just pew-pewing away at the tower with all of his items built. He's got enough penetration to do it easily, and now Free KSpot are going to be looking to try and go for the jugular here and round out the game.
Yep, the Chaos Titan is taking a bit of damage, but there is still 3 of Inverse Esports alive. Copebby gun not up. I believe that was Glavius. Yes, it was. He's going to get into the fountain safely, though. But the Titan is still taking a lot of damage. About 3,000. The Kukulkan ultimate is going to come through, and that is going to be game to Free KSpot.
That was an exercise in pure, unadulterated objective and map control by Free KSpot there. Yeah. Early on, you know, it was fairly even, but if you look at the graph, it goes all the way up, and the big spike happened to 21 minutes, when they get the first big Gold Fury contention and then turned it around to some poke. Early on, we saw that Inverse Esports were making good progress, but as soon as Copebby made those killer rotations into the mid and to the solo, freeing those rolls up to go grab objectives and mids, there wasn't that much Inverse could do. It especially sucks for them that Sheyka didn't have a great early game, and neither did Ohmayne. Ohmayne especially, with some positional errors, you could call them, going in 1v2 as Geb early game into the solo lane, with him ending up getting killed. That's not the greatest thing to happen. That's a problem that they can fix. But either way, Free KSpot walking with a fairly dominant victory there.
Yeah, they definitely did very well. It took them a while to actually transition into the sort of, okay, we've been doing really good team fights now, let's actually do a couple of objectives and let's finish this off. But they were eventually able to do that. However, we do have another couple more games coming out for you. The next one is going to be Barley Men versus the Nizzle Shizzles. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You're still alive.